What would you say if I said to you that you're probably privileged? And I know I'm privileged. So let's talk about privilege. So I wanted to talk about privilege because this came up in a conversation I was having with someone earlier this week. And I think it's a good idea to start off by going back in time a little bit. It's June 2020 when I'm filming this. I want to go back to January 2020. There's a programme on the BBC called Question Time, which I don't watch because it just annoys me. But on that show was an actor called Laurence Fox. Laurence Fox is actually the son of the actor James Fox. And an issue came up about white privilege. Ideally, what I'd do now is I'd show you the clip, but I'm concerned that YouTube might copyright strike it because I don't get many views on my videos. So it's not like I can complain to anyone. So to get round it, I'm going to reenact it with basically Homer Simpson and that robot. So for this, I'm going to have the nurse played by this little toy robot that I've got, and it's posable. Honestly, there is so much fun to be had with this. It's brilliant. And then Laurence Fox is going to be played by my little model of Homer Simpson. Possibly the most stupid of the Simpsons. Now, I know you might be thinking that I've taken something that's really fun and made it the nurse, and something really stupid and made it Laurence Fox, and that means I'm editorialising, and you'd be absolutely right. But you see, this is my video, and that's the power that I've got, and that is also thematically relevant to the point I'm making. So anyway, the nurse said, the problem we've got with this is that Meghan has agreed to be Harry's wife, and then the press have torn her to pieces. And let's be really clear about what this is. Let's call it by its name. It's racism. She's a black woman and she's been torn to pieces. Laurence Fox then says, it's not racism. No, it's not. We are the most tolerant, lovely country in Europe. 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 It's so easy to throw the charge of racism at everybody, and it's really starting to get boring now. And the nurse says, what worries me about your comment is you are a white privileged male who has never experienced, at which point she gets cut off with some of the audience jeering her, and Laurence Fox kind of throws his arms up in the air, kind of like this, going, ugh. And then he says, I can't help what I am. I was born like this. It's an immutable characteristic. So to call me a white privileged male is to be racist. You're being racist. And then Fiona Bruce. I forgot about Fiona Bruce. Fiona Bruce, played here by Mr. Poopy Butthole, then said, I'm not taking a view either way. I'll just add in that Priti Patel, the Home Secretary, also took the view that it wasn't racism. I'm not making a judgment on that either way. And that really does sound like Fiona Bruce basically said, I've got a black friend. Right, can I just say, if this video only gets like 50 views, I'm going to be gutted, because this has took way too long to set up. Usually I'll just point a camera and rub it on for like 10 minutes. This has took time and effort and planning and research, and this deserves you to watch it and share it with your friends. And if you're not subscribed, because this is bloody worth it, okay? The thing is, the vast majority of people have some form of privilege. If you're watching this, you're probably watching it at home on an internet link, which makes you privileged because there are some people in this country who can't afford that. When, after coronavirus finishes, libraries finally open back up, you may be skint and unable to watch this on an internet link at home, so you've gone to the library and you're watching it on the library. And yeah, you're struggling, but there are people who can't even get access to a library. Privilege is a very odd thing. We don't recognise our own privileges. I learn quite significantly less than the average wage. I'm in a very small house that needs a lot of work doing to it. But even though I'm struggling, I still consider myself lucky because I know there are those who are less fortunate than me. When we go into the creative industries, for instance, if I wanted to be an actor, and for a while I did, I come from a working class background. It was a damn sight harder for me to try to become an actor than for someone, say, I don't know, the son of James Fox. If one or both of your parents is a world famous actor, chances are you're going to get a few more chances at acting than someone who's been brought up on a council estate and their family were factory workers. That's a privilege. I could talk at great length about the struggles of the working classes. I know that opportunities are not there to me because of my background. I know I've lost jobs in the past because of my accent. I know the working classes have been cut loose by successive governments in the last 40 years. I know about the working class struggle. I'm fully aware of it, but I'll tell you something now. Every struggle I've had, I know of people who have had to deal with that and the fact that they're being discriminated against by the colour of their skin. So yes, I've had struggles, but there are people who have had to deal with those struggles and the colour of their skin because of racism. I know people who've had to deal with those struggles and the colour of their skin and being female. If you're white in somewhere like the UK or the US, every struggle you're going through, someone else is going through exactly that struggle and the colour of their skin and maybe their gender and maybe their sexuality. That's why it hurts when someone like Laurence Fox comes in and starts talking about immutable characteristics. He may feel deep in his heart that he's had some sort of rough deal. He didn't have the privileges that someone in his social circle had, and that's probably true. But what he's forgetting is that there are people who have much more struggles than he does. Using Fox as an example, he seems to be saying that we're blaming him for being white. I'm not blaming him for being white. I'm blaming him because he has privileges other people don't. And he doesn't understand that. I suppose the TLDR version of all this. In February 2019, an artist called Dave, not me, someone else called Dave, released a song called Black. Dave is a black artist brought up on the streets of London, had it tough, and has managed to fight his way to the pinnacle of the music industry. In his song Black, he's got a line which simply goes, "We all struggled, but your struggle ain't a struggle like me."